What if rest isn't fixing the problem because stress isn't the real issue? Stay tuned for a powerful reframe of burnout versus stress and why misalignment may be the missing piece. Welcome back to the Resilient MD, the podcast and YouTube channel where we have honest conversations about medicine, burnout, resilience, and how to care for others without losing ourselves in the process. I'm Dr. Anna McDowell, certified life coach, allergist, and your host. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in this butterfly year, the season of awareness. This is the season where things begin to come into focus. Not all at once, not loudly, but honestly. Because before anything in your life changes, you have to be able to name what is real. And for so many women, especially in medicine, that's the hardest part. Not because we don't know, but because we've learned how to override our own feelings and our own needs. We've learned to explain things away, not explain on the real sense of it, but in the sense of making an excuse. We minimize discomfort. We call misalignment just stress. We keep going even when something inside of us is quietly saying, this doesn't fit anymore. This season, we're not fixing that. We're listening to it. In this quarter, we begin the work of Find Your Wings. It's not about making big decisions, but about developing the language for what you're already feeling. We'll talk about burnout, not just as exhaustion, but as disconnection. We'll talk about the invisible load, the pressure of being the strong one, the good one, the one who handles it all. We'll explore the truths that feel uncomfortable to say out loud, like loving a career and still feeling misaligned, like being grateful and still wanting something different. And most importantly, we'll practice telling the truth with compassion, no urgency, no pressure to act, no need to have it all figured out. Because awareness is not a problem to solve, it is a doorway. And when you can finally say, this is what I'm feeling, this is what no longer is working, this is what I've been carrying, something shifts. Not because you forced change, but because you allowed clarity. So if you've been feeling something you can't quite name, if you've been tired in a way that rest hasn't fixed, if you've been quietly wondering, is it just me? This season is for you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming aware. And from that place, everything begins. And I want to welcome you to the season of awareness, starting with this simple but important question. What if what you've been calling stress is actually misalignment? In medicine and in high achieving environments in general, we tend to use the word stress as a catch-all. I am just stressed. It's been a busy season. I'm overwhelmed right now. And sometimes that's accurate, but sometimes the word stress becomes a way to minimize or normalize something much deeper. Because stress implies this is temporary, this will pass, this is part of the job. But what if what you're feeling isn't just workload? What if it's your system responding to something that no longer fits? Have you thought about that? Let's gently differentiate a few things because clarity begins here, today. Fatigue is often physical or situational. You've worked long hours, you need rest. Sleep helps, time off restores you. Burnout is deeper. It's emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and a reduced sense of accomplishment. Rest helps, but not completely. But misalignments feels different. Misalignment is when your values and your environment no longer match. Your effort feels disconnected from meaning. What you're doing no longer feels like you. And here's the key. Rest doesn't fully resolve misalignment. You can take a vacation, come back, and within a short time feel the same heaviness again. Not because you're weak, but because your system is recognizing something important. One of the most important things to understand in this season is this. Your body often detects misalignment before your mind has language for it. It shows up as tension you can't quite explain, irritability that feels disproportionate, emotional fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, a sense of resistance to things that used to feel neutral. And because there's no clear explanation, we often override it. We tell ourselves, I just need to push through. This is part of the job. I shouldn't feel this way. But awareness begins when you stop dismissing those signals, not to panic, not to act immediately, but simply to notice. Before we move on, I want to pause for a moment. I'm curious, have you been feeling exhausted, discouraged, or frustrated and not quite sure why? Are you quietly wondering if this is just how life in medicine has to be? Well, I see you. You don't have to give up on yourself or your dreams. And the good news is that you don't have to figure it all out alone. I built a 6-week one-on-one coaching program designed to help women physicians gently remove the barriers keeping them stuck and rediscover clarity, balance, and purpose. It is called the Resilient MD, just like the podcast and YouTube channel. If you're ready, you can begin today. Schedule your free clarity call. The link is in the show's notes. Many women physicians have learned to function at a very high level, regardless of how they feel. You show up, you deliver, you take care of others. Even when you're exhausted, even when something feels off. Over time, this becomes normalized. But there's a difference between dedication and chronic overfunctioning. Dedication is aligned effort. Overfunctioning is effort that continues despite internal resistance. And when overfunctioning becomes chronic, misalignment gets quieter, but not smaller. It just waits. The goal of this episode is not to push you toward immediate change. It is to invite a different kind of awareness. Instead of asking, how do I fix this? Try asking, what am I actually feeling? Instead of labeling everything as stress, get more specific. Is this exhaustion? Is this frustration? Is this disconnection? Is this resentment? Is this boredom? Naming what you feel is not dramatic. It's data. you're collecting data. And awareness begins the moment you allow the data to exist without minimizing it. As we begin this season of awareness, one of the most important distinctions we'll explore is this one. Not all discomfort is dysfunction, but not all discomfort should be ignored either. Some discomfort is growth, some discomfort is fatigue, and some discomfort is misalignment asking for your attention. You don't need to solve it today, but you do need to start listening more precisely. If you've been telling yourself that you are just stressed, pause for a moment. What if your body is trying to tell you something more specific? Awareness doesn't begin with answers. It begins with honest observation. And in this next season, we're not rushing to change anything. We're learning to see clearly. Remember, my wings grow when I listen. If this episode resonates with you, share it with someone who may be feeling the same but doesn't yet have the words for it. In the next episode, we'll explore further why high-achieving women tend to minimize their own feelings. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Before we wrap up, there's one more resource I don't want you to miss. The companion guide to the time management series is available now and is all about helping you save time, reduce stress, and reclaim your schedule. Download it now at annamcdowell.com/guide or click in the link below. If this episode helped you in any way, I would be so grateful if you take a moment to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or your favorite platform, and give this video a like on YouTube. It is a small gesture that makes a huge difference. Thank you for being here. Thank you for paying attention. And thank you for allowing your awareness to unfold gently. I'm Dr. Anna McDowell, a resilient MD just like you. I'll see you next week.